So going into 2025, we're going to be seeing the most criminal and corrupt financial markets in history. This will be led by President Trump, who takes office, who's the most corrupt and criminal president in history, along with his administration, which will also be the most corrupt and criminal administration in history. We got to talk about this stuff. It's hard to ignore. And essentially, this is what's dominating our markets right now. Let me show you this. Justin Sun spent $6 million on a banana. Next, he's going to eat it. And could this signal that the top of our crazy bubble crypto Trumpy craze where people are spending $6 million for bananas? Lisa's not tulips, but you can eat this thing. Don't try eating tulips, but you can eat the banana. It turns out the crypto dude who bought the banana, he's also giving $30 million to Trump's crypto project. And there was a recent estimate that Trump may be getting $18 million payday from this thing. So I guess if you want your president to be profiting off being president, that's great if that's what you want. But essentially, we're looking at tons of bribes and foreign money coming in to the presidency. This relates to our markets directly, which I'll get into, but you guys will see this. Headline, Trump organization plans an ethics policy without, that's the key word, without banning foreign deals. So essentially, there's going to be foreign money coming in and out of the White House. The Trump family is going to figure out ways to build hotels and golf courses all around the world, hoping to use your tax dollars to benefit them. This is what we're looking at. Plus, we have this crazy bubble market. And it's, like I said, it's hard to talk about with markets without mentioning this stuff because it's all related. The current Shiller PE ratio is at 38.88. That is very, very high. Essentially, this is the price of stocks compared to how much a company's earn. Highest this has ever been is 44, meaning that you're paying a lot of money for very little earnings from companies. I've always said when the PE of the Shiller PE hits like 40, best get out of the markets or definitely control your downside because we are at crazy levels right now. The last time the 44 hit was like the dot-com bubble. I keep mentioning this headline over and over again. Why? Because it's not a big story elsewhere. I don't know why very few people are talking about it, but it should be, right? Trump family gets 75% of crypto coin revenue, has no liability, new document reveals. And essentially, Trump's selling you or foreign governments all kinds of stuff. And again, they're going to have this ethics policy that doesn't ban foreign money or foreign deals and to benefit them and his family. So now he's selling, your NFTs, he's selling gold shoes. I know you guys all know this is old news, but it's important to understand why they're setting policies that's sending crypto to the moon because it makes it easier for them to get foreign money. It's essentially what all this is about. Or they're setting policies to where, U.S. government and Wall Street will get involved in this stuff to essentially enrich all the people who got into their crypto scams early. Another headline, this is an older one, but from Trump's first time in presidency, Trump received millions from foreign governments as president, report finds. The current sort of crazy performance in the market has been MicroStrategy and Bitcoin. You guys have heard, I'm sure you heard about these things. Tesla's been a big performer as well. So I always acknowledge that, yes, those stocks and those companies do go up. I acknowledge that, but it is a complete bubble and an absolutely craziness and just sort of represents our sort of bubble-licious, and when easy money is there to be made, it can pop very, very quickly. Look at this headline. MicroStrategy's Bitcoin bet has made its stock a big winner. Will other companies soon follow suit? So how many companies do you think out there in the S&P 500 are going to be buying Bitcoin? And I just laugh. It's like, this is the kind of market that we're in. It's like complete nonsense. We might as well, at least tulips you can plant in front of your house and they look nice. What are you going to do with your Bitcoin, right? Essentially, all this stuff is just a big Ponzi pyramid. You see these kind of scams in the crypto space. This is the Hawk Tuah, a girl, you may or may not know this. She's like a big meme star. And essentially, she just had a crypto pump and dump just a couple of days ago. It was like, I think they dumped like 80, 90%. And I just want to let you know, too, we have this big problem in Korea also of, say, celebrity endorsed equities. So this was an interesting one. If you guys watch the show Squid Game, it's a Korean show. You probably know the star Lee Jung-jae. And if you've been watching my channel recently, you'll know about this movie 12/12 Today. The Day. This is a movie I've been talking about all along, and you guys should be watching it. Turns out both stars of these really popular hit things, they're involved with some sort of like equity pump and dump. Now, there's no investigation currently, but the stock basically fell like 20%, and people are like, "What the heck are you dumping on us?" And there's going to be lawsuits, and it's actually interesting. Lee Jung Jae, the star of Squid Game, it turns out that he went to high school with the leader of the party of the current president of Korea. So basically, you're hoping on some sort of corruption stuff. And at the moment, we're looking to impeach the president. So I'm saying here in Korea, the stars can be involved in pump and dumps as well. But this becomes a worldwide phenomenon. We're all talking about coins and pump and dumps. You know something's up. And that's why I meant criminal and corrupt. You also have this. Trump recently announced his pick for, it's like this new crypto AI czar person thing, David Sachs. He was one of the PayPal mafia, so he's connected to Trump, Peter Thiel, these kind of things. And this whole article is all about this thing called Tornado Cash. And it really is called Tornado Cash. If you're an expert on Tornado Cash, you can let me know. First time I heard about it, I was like, what the heck are we talking about now? Tornadoes and cash. You can, I mean, if I'm going to invest in something, it doesn't make me feel good about my cash if I know there's a tornado there, and that's literally what they're naming it. Or it's the same, I guess we're in a world now where people are buying $6 million bananas and giving a bunch of money to a president to, make this sort of your crime and your problems with the government just disappear, right? So David Sachs, he's going to be your crypto AI czar, and they're going to be pushing AI and crypto industry to the USA, so coming to a town near you. And you have this. Again, I just want to show you what's going on in markets, why I say it's the most criminal and corrupt in history. MicroStrategy just keeps going like crazy. This is a company that invested in a bunch of Bitcoins. And someone actually did the calculations in this popular stock. They were saying when you buy the stock, you're essentially paying $240,000 for each of their Bitcoins. Bitcoin is currently priced at 100,000, and their whole strategy of their company, I guess it's a micro strategy, is to dump shares on investors, to issue bonds, essentially, basically raise money to buy Bitcoin, and then you buy the company because they're going to keep raising money to buy Bitcoin. That's what it is. It's like, what? And yes, it is true, guys. It is totally true. Bitcoin has gone to the moon. We're all hyping up that President Trump's going to make it easier to buy Bitcoin. Everyone's going to, be celebrating with crypto. Maybe the government will buy crypto. Oh my God, it's awesome. Wall Street will be trading in crypto. And my fundamental issue with crypto is that it doesn't produce anything of value. The main purpose of crypto essentially is like, hey, we want like an alternate financial system where we can send money across borders. We can get around sanctions. We can get around government regulations. We can hide, money. And it's just like, okay, great. And so we're going to spend all of this energy to have this alternate currency thing when we could be using the energy to say, hey, what about clean water? Hey, what about power for people's homes? And so that's essentially what we're doing here is, I guess the government will be subsidizing crypto mining farms and crypto energy producing things to enrich the people who got in early. It's frankly it's just a big pump and dump scam, pyramid, Ponzi, whatever you want to call it. But it's the biggest in history, and I don't think it's going to end well, to be perfectly frank, that if we're going to be dumping all of our resources and stuff like that, and politicians taking bribes to look away. MicroStrategy in the past, they were part of the dot-com bubble. Michael Saylor, you can see the chart right there, back in 2000, it just went to the moon. It's going back to the moon again. Michael Saylor was accused of accounting fraud. They settled with the SEC, paid fines, etc., and they're back to their scamming ways. On top of that, you have this crazy, Tesla bubble, which I talk about often on the channel, but you have to mention these things. You got your Bitcoins, your MicroStrategy, your Tesla, and then you have like these paid stock promoters to pump up Tesla every day. And it's actually really funny how they defend themselves. So this is Farzad, one of the Tesla stock promoters. This is what he says. Listen, he says, my favorite is when people say I'm faking my bullishness on Tesla, or I'm somehow trying to weave a narrative just for views and or engagement. All I'm doing is analyzing what is happening and describing it. It's not my fault. The company is transforming auto and robots with AI. So again, Farzad's doubling down on Elon Musk is awesome. And I notice all of the Tesla stock promoters and the Tesla bulls are all going, oh yeah, Elon is right. Elon is right. So here's the thing. So the technology still doesn't work for Tesla, right? Their FSD doesn't work. It is not level 5. They are not giving any robotaxi rides. They're not making any money from the robotaxi. They keep saying, we're going to make money with our robot taxis. They're not currently selling any of their humanoid robots. Elon Musk is like, oh my God, our human robots are going to be worth so much money. Like over half the market is going to be Tesla. We're going to be awesome. Biggest company in the world. Fantastic. And here's the truth, guys. What Elon Musk is a specialist at, what he's really good at, he's good at raising money. He's good at selling you air. He's good at selling vaporware. And he's very good at pumping the stock. So sure, if your company is selling stock, something like Enron or whatever, maybe you're selling hopes and dreams like Theranos, it can be great. And then you can buy off the government and keep it going. But the problem is if we're spending all this money and all these resources and diverting our financial stuff into basically con people and frauds, how long can this go? How long can the system last? And this is sort of what I'm concerned about, why I talk about all the time. It's hard to avoid these conversations because this is what our market is right now. And then you have Elon Musk saying this, to improve the economy, or true economy, he says, to improve the true economy, which is output of useful products and services, we need to shift people from low to negative productivity jobs in government to high productivity jobs in the private sector. This is what really matters at the fundamental level. So again, they want to fire everyone in the government, get them in the private sector, and then this particular group of people, I just keep talking about how awesome crypto and AI is. And so I guess we're going to be allocating resources to get rid of regulations, people in government, to all crypto mining farmers so all their buddies can get rich. And there's a group of people who are doing that, essentially an old boys club. And you have people like cheering on open corruption. This is a Tesla owner, Silicon Valley. It's like a Tesla fan club. And this person's like, thank you, Elon Musk and X, for saving America. And it's funny because they're not denying it. This is an article from CNN who they all hate, right? So they're not denying the article. They're actually saying, hey, this is what's going on and we're proud. It says Musk spent more than $250 million to elect Trump, including funding a mysterious super PAC new filing show. Now, what other things could we be seeing, and why am I saying criminal and corrupt markets going forward? This is news coming out, I guess, Vivek, which is one of Musk's partners. They're going to do that whole Doge thing. They're going to do some sort of thing to maybe attack Tesla's rival car company, Rivian. Personally, I think that's not a great way to run a market if essentially, again, you have people with massive conflicts of interest that benefit like really directly from, positions in government, bribing government officials to then attack not only your political opponents, but also attack your business opponents. I think this stuff is nuts and insane. I don't know what to say other than I have to report it because I think it's important to mention. And the last thing I'll leave with you guys is this. This is the Shiller P ratio. We're currently trading at 38.88, which is very, very high. And Trump takes office in January. So we're going to track what's going to happen in markets. If you want my advice, just be careful out there, right? And I tell you the truth all the time. Yes, you can make money in a bubble. 100% you can make money in the bubble, but you just got to know where you are, manage your money. Don't get too over leveraged because when the essentially whales start selling, it can fall very, very quickly. So this is sort of why you generally want to be diversified, right? And anything that you do, just so you don't get killed out there, because some people can go less than zero, which happens, right? If you get way over leveraged and you wake up one day and your crypto, bet crashes 90%, that happens to people. And if you're over leveraged, you're actually down really quite a lot. The MicroStrategy thing, for example, I think it performs at like a 10x of the S&P 500, meaning that it'll go up 10 times more than the S&P, but it'll also go down 10 times more. So things can change very, very quickly. So just be careful out there, guys. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this stuff, and I'll catch you on the next video.